Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, like and subscribe to the channel and to the video. Now, May 6th, we have ourselves a fight. Well, almost. We still got to get past the weigh-in. And that's none other than the Cinco de Mayo festivities. Canelo I was born ready versus Fantastico Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Now, really looking forward to this fight. I had to make this video regarding the weight on Chavez Jr. And it's funny to me, but basically, I posted pictures on my Instagram. 60,000 plus people follow me, and just the talk around boxing is if Chavez Jr. is weight drained, and he looks skinnier, he looks leaner, he looks smaller than we've seen him. But I'm just gonna be honest, I don't really think he look. I mean, obviously I haven't seen him without his shirt, but I don't think he looks as bad as I expected him to look. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are like screaming this weight drain stuff. And I actually expected him to look worse, to be honest. I thought he would look worse. Like, I'm talking about, when I talk about weight drain, I think I've seen Canelo at some weigh-ins and he didn't look good. You know what I mean? His face looked kind of sunk in. Triple G versus Kell Brook, I thought he looked kind of almost like he was sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he looked like he had bags under his eyes, cheekbones and stuff. And definitely Brandon Rios. I forgot what fight it was. Maybe Richard Brill, when he was clearly struggling to make weight. It might have been the Mike Alvarado fights, but Brandon Rios, he looked pretty bad. His face looked like sunk in. He looked like, you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn when they would first turn into vampires and stuff, or where they're halfway and their cheekbones look all high up, like, what's that Angelina Jolie movie, Maleficent? You know what I mean? When they had them high cheekbones on From Dusk Till Dawn. We got Cajun pussy, chicken pussy, dog pussy, cat pussy. But I don't think Chavez looks half bad at this weight so far. You know what I mean? Like, can he make a career back down here? I don't think so. I don't think he can go back down to 160 and just fight the remainder of it. You know what I mean? Win, lose, or draw fight at 160. But I think he's holding up pretty well from what I've seen. But obviously, it's just pictures and videos and stuff like that. We're gonna see what he looks like on the scale. But this whole notion that he's just like dry and dehydrated, I think it's kind of like, to me, it looks like more fans panicking. He looks fine to me. I've seen fighters look way worse. Like, you could tell. You have to know boxing and know, like, fitness and stuff like that to know what I'm talking about. You could see where, like, their lips look chapped and dry white. They look, goddamn Joe Rogan. They look like Tyrone Biggums and stuff. And their eyes, they're just certain, like, mannerisms. Daniel Gill, another fighter comes to mind. When he fought Miguel Cotto at that catch weight, trust me, it killed him. He had a big frame for the division, and 160 was probably enough of a challenge. And he was on the scale and he was swaying like he was on a boat, like there was turbulence, like he was just like kind of rocking back. That's not good. And we seen what happened. He clearly couldn't take a punch. And I'm not saying Miguel Cotto doesn't have any power, but he just wilted. You know what I mean? Got knocked down and stopped pretty easily. And if you guys don't think weight matters, then why did Miguel Cotto even fight him at 157? And Miguel Cotto, for that weigh-in, came in super light. He came in under the 150. He was like 153 and change or something like that. So a guy that small is because it's easier for him to make the weight, bottom line. Easier for Cotto to make the weight than it was for Daniel Gill. Again, why request that catch weight? You know what I mean? When you fought Sergio Martinez at 159, why didn't you fight Daniel Gill at 159 or 160, right? So obviously that was a strategy there. Freddie Roach, he's with one of the catch weight kings, you know what I mean, Manny Pacquiao, so they know what they're doing, and weight matters. And those extra couple pounds to sacrifice, I mean, just go watch that HBO 2 Days with Mikey Garcia when he was in the 120s pound division, and he was throwing up in a wastebasket and losing his title because there was nothing else he could do to lose the weight. Broner versus Ashley Theophane, he came in 0.4 over, I believe it was 140.4. Didn't even, he had 2 hours to lose it, didn't even try, because he knew his body was already tapped, right? So in regards to Chavez Jr., I actually thought he would look worse, to be honest. I think a lot of people are jumping the gun and like, oh, he looks horrible. I think based on what I've seen in pictures and videos, I think he'll rehydrate properly, you know what I mean, and look a lot more full come fight night. And he has like some of the name strong coaches in boxing, you know what I mean, the Angel Heredias and Nacho Beristain, his father, helping out and stuff like that. So I think he had a good team in place to coast him to this proper weight. But he didn't. I actually thought he would look worse. Actually, since we're on the subject, I thought he looked worse at some of his other, before he even fought at light heavyweight. I think maybe Brian Vera, some of those fights where he had to weigh in naked. If you look at the Sergio Martinez weigh-in, his stomach looked really weird. It looked like sucked in. It looked really weird, his stomach. And I remember seeing a photo and it looked like an alien body or something. I don't know, it just looked weird to me. So I actually think Chavez Jr. is probably in some of the better shape of his career. You know what I mean? I think the biggest thing is, boxing is so funny because the fans are so emotional and passionate and fickle. When Chavez Jr. looks like a gordo, he looks like a fat ass like lard, then they say, oh, look, no discipline, the kid has no discipline. Then he pushes himself to the brink or whatever to make weight, and he looks pretty lean. He looks, I told you, I made a video about it, he looks younger to me, younger. That's what weight loss can do to you. If you had extra weight and stuff, your face looks like slimmer and different things like that. Now people are saying he's too drained and he's gonna get knocked out early, and I don't see it. I don't see him getting knocked out, especially early. If he did get knocked out, maybe late, but I really don't see no early knockouts. I think a lot of people they don't know what they're looking at, to be honest. So they just automatically assume because he's the slimmest that he's been, that he's so super drained. Like what indications have you seen? Like I said, I just told you in this video, you guys can Google these images. Go look at some other Chavez old weigh-ins like Marcos Reyes or Brian Vera 1 and 2, all these fights, and tell me what he looked like at the scale. He didn't look like he made the weight in the right way. Like this looks like he kind of came down smoothly. But again, people are gonna jump over the top, you know what I mean, go overboard, and just because he's skinnier than what we've seen, they equate that. That's why I know who knows boxing, because it's not even based off of substance. It's just based on the fact that he looks skinny, that he's skinnier than. What did you expect? He knew it was a catch weight of 164, so obviously he's not going to look like he looked when he's in training camp and he's 180. You know what I mean? So you got to know what you're looking at in the boxing. And I'm not saying I know everything, but honestly, in my honest opinion, I don't think he looks as crazy as I expected him to look. I thought he was going to look like, you know what I mean, like some, I don't know, Skeletor. It's over, He-Man. Yes. For you. You know what I mean? I didn't know what he would look like. But I don't think he looks half bad, considering that he's coming down and whatnot. But you guys be the judge in the comment section. Let me know if you think he looks so terrible. I think, like I said, we're not used to seeing Chavez disciplined at all. Chavez Jr., let me correct that so you don't think I'm talking about his father. But Chavez Jr., we're not used to seeing him make weight in a lot of instances. We're not used to seeing him in a position where he looks lean and light and stuff like that. So I think a lot of people are using that like, oh no, this can't be it. He looks drained, he looks drained. But do you know the symptoms for being drained? What are the symptoms? Name some. You know what I mean? What are some of the symptoms of being dehydrated? Because I just watched the face-off with at the press conference or whatever, and he was just standing in front of Canelo. I even said on my Instagram, he looked like a battle rapper. When you're waiting for the other person to spit their verse and you're just waiting for your turn, that's how he looked. You know what I mean? He looked cool, calm, collected. He might have a little bit of weight to shed between now and Friday, but I was actually impressed with Chavez Jr.'s conditioning for this particular fight. Obviously, he's taller than Canelo. That's very apparent in any picture. Canelo looks pretty light in terms of, like, he looks lean and whatnot. I think this is going to be a good fight, man. On that HBO face-off, the guys don't really seem like they like each other. And Canelo, and seeing this one, I'm trying to tell you guys, Canelo needs to be smart. He's a very smart fighter. To me, he has like more of a cute style, pause, but like in terms of like his ability, athleticism and stuff than Chavez. Chavez has more of a, if we're gonna kind of like name the styles, Chavez's style is more primitive, where he just, you know what he's coming to do. But even in that style, that can pose problems to Canelo, in the fact that Canelo hasn't fought no one as big as Chavez Jr., who's determined, who's hungry because of Mexico, bragging rights. And it's funny because a lot of stuff I tell you guys on videos, and then I hear the fighter themselves say it, or trainers or people in the industry. Chavez Jr. just said that I can erase the Maravilla Sergio Martinez loss by beating and upsetting Canelo. I told you that was his motivation. It's for, you guys are both from Mexico, just different parts, Guadalajara and Culiacan. And this is the opportunity to almost resurrect your career and make up for lost time and poor decisions earlier in your career. So I think Chavez Jr. is really going to come out guns blazing and come out pretty focused. Whether he can pull it off or not, I think that motivation is there, because he knows the public opinion of him and his disappointing behavior in parts of his career. So he knows he can erase all of that with this if he pulls the massive upset, because he is the underdog in this fight. But as far as the whole weight drain, I think people are jumping overboard. I still see this being a competitive fight. Drop in the comment section, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.